What if I told you that something as small as the snacks you keep in your pantry could hold the key to restoring the strength, confidence, and vitality you thought time had taken away? For so many men over 60, the changes feel inevitable. Less energy, fading morning vitality, weaker performance in moments that once defined your manhood. Doctors and friends often shrug and say, "It's just age," but what if that wasn't true? I'm Dr. Maya Kapoor, and after more than 30 years of working with men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, I've discovered that sometimes the difference between decline and renewal isn't found in a prescription bottle. It can be found in the foods you choose, especially one simple group that has been overlooked for centuries: nuts. 6 very specific nuts have the power to boost testosterone, restore blood flow, balance your hormones, and even reignite erections that feel as solid as they once did. And today, I'm going to walk you through each of them one by one. Let's begin with the nut most men rarely think about, yet it's perhaps the most powerful of all: the Brazil nut. This small, unassuming nut is actually the richest natural source of selenium on the planet. Just one single nut can give you more than your daily recommended intake. Why does this matter for a man in his 60s? Because selenium is directly linked to testosterone production and sperm quality. Harvard researchers have shown that men with higher selenium levels not only enjoy better reproductive health, but also better overall vitality. But selenium's role doesn't stop there. It acts as a powerful antioxidant, protecting your cells against oxidative stress, one of the biggest culprits in hormonal decline and accelerated aging. When combined with the healthy fats inside Brazil nuts, your body gains the perfect building blocks for testosterone, turning a simple daily habit into quiet protection against decline. But here's the important truth: too much of a good thing can be harmful. Overeating Brazil nuts can lead to selenium toxicity, which causes hair loss, brittle nails, and even digestive issues. That's why I recommend just 1 or 2 per day, no more. Chew them slowly, let your body absorb their richness, and give yourself the gift of balance rather than excess. Now, Brazil nuts might be the spark that reignites your hormonal engine, but there's another nut that works like a natural prescription for circulation: walnuts. These are more than just a snack. They are biochemical allies for your heart, your blood vessels, and yes, your manhood. Walnuts are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, particularly alpha-linolenic acid, which helps keep your arteries supple, reduces bad cholesterol, and improves blood flow throughout your body. But the true secret of walnuts lies in a special amino acid called arginine. Your body uses arginine to produce nitric oxide, the very same compound that drugs like Viagra are designed to mimic. Nitric oxide gently relaxes blood vessels, letting blood move freely to every area that defines a man's vitality. A landmark study even showed that men who ate walnuts regularly had significantly stronger erectile function compared to those who didn't. And you don't need to eat handfuls. Just 7 to 9 walnut halves each day are enough. Crush them into your oatmeal, stir them into yogurt, or simply eat them raw. The key is consistency, because circulation is like a river. When it flows freely, every part of your body feels alive. So already, with just 2 nuts, Brazil nuts for hormonal power and walnuts for circulation, you've started building a foundation for stronger erections, sharper energy, and renewed confidence. But we're only getting started, because the next nut on this list has been cherished since ancient times, not as a food, but as a sacred masculine tonic. And when you understand how it works, you'll see why it deserves a place in your daily life. For our next powerhouse, I want to take you back to something that men have craved for centuries. Not a nut at all, but a food often mistaken as guilty pleasure. I'm talking about cacao, the raw form of chocolate before sugar and processing stripped away its strength. Long before candy bars ever lined the shelves, cacao was revered by ancient civilizations as a sacred source of masculine energy, vitality, and even passion. And modern science has confirmed what they seem to know instinctively. Raw cacao is packed with magnesium, one of the most critical minerals for muscle function, nerve activity, and relaxation. Just a single tablespoon gives you over a quarter of your daily needs. But its magic goes deeper. Cacao contains flavonoids, particularly epicatechin, that dramatically improve blood flow, strengthen your heart, and support erections by increasing nitric oxide, the very molecule we talked about with walnuts. As if that wasn't enough, cacao also carries phenylethylamine, sometimes called the love molecule, which elevates mood, boosts confidence, and creates the emotional spark many men find themselves missing as they get older. The key is to choose raw cacao powder, not the sugary processed chocolate. Add a spoonful to your morning coffee for a rich, healthy mocha. Stir it into a smoothie or mix with warm almond milk and a touch of honey. Start with a tablespoon a day, preferably in the morning, because cacao naturally stimulates the body and can interfere with sleep if taken too late. When you make cacao part of your life, you're not indulging. You're nourishing both body and spirit. Now, let's talk about a nut that quietly carries one of the most important minerals for male health: pumpkin seeds. They may look humble, but they are nature's richest source of zinc in a form your body can absorb easily. Why does zinc matter so much? Because without it, testosterone production slows dramatically, sometimes cutting levels by as much as 50%. Zinc also prevents testosterone from converting into its more aggressive cousin, dihydrotestosterone, which is linked to hair loss and prostate enlargement. Imagine that. Something as small as a handful of seeds, protecting both your vitality and your prostate. A quarter cup of pumpkin seeds gives you nearly 2/3 of your daily zinc needs. Roast them lightly to improve flavor and digestibility, then sprinkle over salads, mix into oatmeal, or snack on them plain. The taste is nutty, earthy, and deeply satisfying. But as with Brazil nuts, moderation matters. They are dense in calories, so aim for about a quarter cup daily. Think of it this way: every bite is like sending a message to your hormones. Stay strong, stay balanced, stay alive. And this brings us to one of the most familiar nuts on the planet, yet one of the most underestimated when it comes to circulation, testosterone, and energy: almonds. Most men think of them as just a snack, but almonds are loaded with magnesium, protein, healthy fats, and yes, more zinc, all nutrients that work together to maintain testosterone, improve sleep, and reduce stress. What many don't realize is that magnesium alone is a game changer. Studies show nearly 80% of adults are deficient in this mineral. Without it, your nerves misfire, your muscles weaken, and your sleep becomes shallow, leaving you fatigued and unmotivated. Restore magnesium, and suddenly, your nerves, sleep, and energy begin working in sync again. Your stress response calms down. Your body produces testosterone more efficiently, and intimacy feels more natural, not forced. Almonds also deliver plant protein, crucial for preserving muscle mass as you age, which is directly linked to higher testosterone levels. You can eat them raw, soak them overnight to improve digestion, or blend them into smoothies for a creamy protein boost. 23 almonds a day, that's the sweet spot, about an ounce or 28 grams. It's a simple daily habit that can transform how you sleep, how you feel, and how you show up in those intimate moments that matter most. When you look at these three, cacao, pumpkin seeds, and almonds, you begin to see the bigger picture. Each of them offers something unique. Cacao elevates your mood and circulation. Pumpkin seeds fortify your prostate and testosterone, and almonds rebuild your stress response and energy. Together, they form a trio that doesn't just fight decline, they rebuild your foundation of vitality from the inside out. And the truth is, none of this requires pills, prescriptions, or complicated routines. It's food, it's nature. It's choices you can make today. But we're not done yet, because there are still 2 more nuts that complete this circle, and one of them has been proven in clinical studies to improve erection hardness and satisfaction in just weeks. Let's explore them next. Now we come to the little green gem that men often overlook, yet it may be the single most powerful nut for restoring hardness, stamina, and confidence: pistachios. At first glance, they seem like nothing more than a fun snack to crack open, but beneath that shell lies one of nature's richest sources of arginine, the very amino acid your body transforms into nitric oxide, the compound that dilates blood vessels and delivers blood where it matters most. In fact, pistachios contain even more arginine than walnuts, and studies have put them to the test. One remarkable trial published in the International Journal of Impotence Research followed men who ate pistachios every day for just 3 weeks. The results were striking: firmer erections, longer duration, and greater satisfaction, all without a pill. Imagine that, just 30 grams of pistachios, about 20 to 30 nuts a day, opening the door to changes many men thought were impossible after 60. You can eat them as a mid-morning snack, toss them into salads, or blend them into smoothies for a subtle nutty flavor. And as a bonus, pistachios are rich in vitamin B6, a nutrient that supports energy metabolism and helps regulate testosterone. The lesson here is simple: small changes, done daily, create transformations that pills and quick fixes rarely deliver. When you take all 6 together, Brazil nuts, walnuts, cacao, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and pistachios, you're not just adding snacks to your diet. You're giving your body a toolkit. From selenium for hormones, to omega-3s for circulation, to zinc and magnesium for strength and calm, each of these 6 foods works together to restore vitality, not just in your body, but in your confidence and connection. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring the body you have now in your 60s or 70s and saying, "I'm still here and I still matter." I've seen men who thought their spark was gone walk taller, laugh louder, and reconnect with their partners in ways they hadn't in years, just by embracing these natural supports. One man, David, told me he hadn't felt morning energy in a decade. 3 weeks of adding walnuts and pistachios, and he called me, whispering with a mix of pride and disbelief, "Doc, I woke up like I was 40 again." Another, George, found that simply chewing one Brazil nut each morning steadied his mood, his strength, and his confidence. These aren't miracles. They're biology. They're the quiet power of giving your body what it remembers, what it craves, what it still knows how to use. And beyond the science, there's something even more important: the ripple effect. When your energy rises, when intimacy feels natural again, everything else begins to shift. You carry yourself with confidence. You sleep more soundly. You look your partner in the eye, not with hesitation, but with warmth. You find yourself saying yes to life again, in small ways, in big ways, in ways you never thought you'd feel after 60. That's the real gift of these 6 simple foods. Not just stronger erections, but stronger mornings, stronger laughter, stronger connection. So let me ask you, which nut will you begin with today? Will it be the Brazil nut, powerful in its simplicity? The walnut, opening your circulation? Or maybe pistachios, the green spark waiting to remind you of your strength? Whatever you choose, start small, but start now. Consistency, not perfection, is what builds vitality. This is Dr. Maya Kapoor. If today's message spoke to you, let me know in the comments which nut you'll be adding to your daily routine. Share this with a friend who needs to hear that life is far from over. And don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be back with more science-backed ways to keep your body strong, your spirit alive, and your confidence unshakable. Your story isn't finished. It's entering a new chapter, and it can be your strongest yet.